Hello, my name is Brandon Holsinger, and today I'll be discussing the current issues of abortion in America. Abortion in America has become, no doubt, one of the most controversial topics over the past few years, stretching for decades. The conservatives are on one side, doing everything they can to restrict abortion, whereas liberals are fighting for pro-choice. Some of the most early regulations in regards to abortion came from 1820, actually, when women were taking harsh drugs which would induce abortions, but they were so harsh they were causing physical illnesses, so they had to in place laws preventing these. Abortion in America truly was interjected into politics by a Republican named Paul Weyrich. He was a conservative activist. It was originally a euphemistic issue for the racist South. So basically, by voting for abortion, they would also, by association, be voting for the racist segregationalist policies of the southern states. And since then, the argument's kind of taken on a life of its own. The true turning point for abortion in America was Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade was a landmark legal decision that was issued on January 22nd, 1973. It was a U.S. Supreme Court case striking down a Texas statute banning abortion, effectively legalizing abortion across the nation. The court decided it was a woman's right to have an abortion according to an individual's right to privacy, protected by our 14th Amendment of the Constitution. Prior to this court case, abortion had been illegal in much of the country since the late 19th century. Since this case, many states have opposed the restrictions on abortion rights, and this was obviously a large turning point because this decision affected the entire nation.
Public opinion was quickly shifting. In August 1972, Americans opposed legalized abortion, 46 to 42%. But by April 1973, it was 52 to 41 in favor. In the years since, Roe's been modified but not overturned. A notable example was in 1992, a case called Planned Parenthood versus Casey. For all intents and purposes, this is the new standard by which abortion cases are judged. The focus this time wasn't privacy, it was roadblocks, which had been intentionally set up to make it harder to get an abortion. In a 5-4 ruling, the court said restrictions are unconstitutional if they place an undue...
The precedents set by Roe v. Wade have had, no doubt, an everlasting effect on the United States. Just recently, in the 2016 presidential campaigns, President Donald Trump clearly stated his pro-life opinions. And he also said that he would appoint all pro-life judges. That being said, several states have enacted so-called trigger laws, which will be enacted in case that Roe v. Wade is overturned, outlawing abortion on the state level. One of the biggest abortion cases is active right now. In Donald Trump's original campaign 4 years ago, he promised to overturn Roe v. Wade. And it is now determined by his appointed justices whether that promise is kept. The case involves the justices considering a 2014 Louisiana law that is actually not even active anymore over abortion, a decision that is expected to be made by the end of June. One of the main reasons that abortion in the United States is still so controversial is because simply both sides feel that they are right. We all know that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Well, the Declaration of Independence was almost replaced the verbiage as life, liberty, and property. Among other controversial topics in the United States, we all know how important it is for Americans to hold their property. Most of us would probably say our property includes our own bodies, meaning we are sovereign over our own property, so no one has the constitutional right to tell us what we can and can't do with our body. So, this creates a complacent argument. Well, preventing the woman from having a baby is infringing on her own property, but aborting the baby infringes on the baby's creator-endowed rights to life. 2019 was a landmark year for conservatives in the war over abortion, because in so many states there were laws prohibiting abortion under any or sometimes certain circumstances. Last year there was an unprecedented wave of the most restrictive anti-abortion laws in decades. Some might even say unconstitutional. 2019, there was a law passed, the heartbeat bills. There was an abortion law preventing pregnant women of 6 weeks to have an abortion. This is unconstitutional because most women aren't even aware that they are pregnant in 6 weeks. Arguments concerning abortion in today's society concern much more than just the physical meaning of the abortion, but also where you stand in the political side. This has been a controversial topic in the United States for decades, and it will continue to be that way until somehow a compromise can be found.